Hey everybody, and welcome to the Red Hair Inn, and welcome to From Ashes, our Fabula Ultima home game slash shared game with all of you guys because we want to, because these guys wrote amazing characters, and this story's fun and suspenseful thus far. My name is Taryn Hackett, any and all pronouns. I will be your story keeper this evening. But before we jump in, do a recap. Yes, we are down two people. Much love to Megan and Eddie. We will see them back, but don't worry, their characters will be just fine while they're gone. So we're going to go around the horn. Who you are, who you're playing. Let's go ahead and start with our usual innkeeper here at the Red Hair Inn, Logan.
Hi. I'm Logan, innkeeper here at the Red Hair Inn. You can find me here, and that's pretty much it for right now. Just started my first official run after getting pissed off at being a Dark Urge Paladin, like 3 years ago. So, starting a Swarmkeeper Ranger, thanks to Lizzie for making me do that. No. But yeah.
It was all me. Not a whole chat.
No,
decision.
it was you and then 5 votes from Brian, and that's what did it. When you do a poll and let people use channel points, that it works out. But yeah.
Yeah, you really got to be careful what you do with polls.
All right, cool. That's me. Oh, I play Phelan. Sorry, I was like also Phelan. I'm he, him. Phelan, he, they. He's a little fey guy who is being sassy with druids that are more powerful than him. So yeah.
Good time. All right, Jaden.
Jaden King, he, him. I do things with infinite stories. I am Damon Artorius, Prince Apparent to places. I do things.
Simple. And way more complex. Lizzie.
Hello, I'm Lizzie. You can find me here as Pie Heart. You can watch jewelry fall off while I play, and I am playing Nadia, the lovely socialite from Mercuria, who's not at all suspicious, never been a part of any suspicious organizations whatsoever. What are you all talking about? And she still hasn't processed that her dad is dead or whatever happened with the definitely not the boss of the shadowy organization that she doesn't work for. So, she's doing great.
I mean, sounds pretty chill.
Yeah.
I mean, so especially because last session, after all of the things that have been happening in Osavale, which has just been kind of an absolute, just scattered mess, in what feels like days or even weeks, it's only been a matter of a day since you've arrived to Osavale. You guys did manage to make your way down into the Ivory Isle, encountered strange things there, witnessed an attempted murder, received word that there is a rogue informant through the shadow organization that you're definitely not a part of. We're going to take the initiative to follow this, all of these things. As you start to pursue this, things kind of hit the fan at this point. This is when you start to follow the trail. You find out that it leads to Braga Eberwolf, who is the leader of the Union here in the northern part of Osavale. But before you can even enter into the door, you have a strange vision where you start to ooze this magenta ichor from your eyes, and now you have it with these tiny spines on your fingers. And as you guys arrive to this industrial complex and you witness the inside, you see people of all ages, including children, working in some sort of factory. You can see metal production, you see molten metal, all of these things, but you see them, and you see them genuinely taking care of each other. This is not what you would consider harsh working environment, in the sense of that they're being forced to do this. They're happy to be here. They're taking care of each other while they are here. But it is when you know that you're essentially, because of the context clues and what Phelan has said, you know that you are dealing with druids. This is not exactly the environment that you envisioned coming into it. All of these metal grates and metal stairwells. In the meantime, Damon, retiring at the embassy, kicks off their first night being told that their mother has been moved out of the royal home, essentially. She's been moved to the mountains, separated from the family due to suspicion. Well, rumors that she is part of the progressive movement to develop a democracy in Rokuria. Of course, these are just rumors. Moving her, according to Damon's father, is just for her safety and to clarify things until they know. But Damon doesn't take this news all too well and ends up attacking the father. Because of this, Damon is given medication and is basically knocked unconscious, and eventually coming to consciousness in the afternoon and finally being allowed in the backyard. Suddenly Damon sees a strange dog-like person staring over the fence at them, and then is very quickly yeeted over the fence by then quickly running as the alarm sounds, and all of the Rokurian guard are now chasing down the crown prince, who is now suspected of being kidnapped by a beast folk, bearing obvious scars from the War of the Pitch in some way. They're being chased down the street in Osavale before a strange, basically satyr-like, cat-like person that has been described to all of you as Oz drops down, throws some sort of a smoke cloud down to try to save both Damon and who had previously met this figure. But it's not enough, as is overtaken by the police and guards, beaten and taken into captivity. Oz pushes Damon forward and leads Damon, because somehow happened to know where the rest of you were, because you've not been very secretive about it, led Damon to your location before taking off to go check on Meantime, back at the industrial complex, Braga and Phelan get into a bit of a heated conversation. Nothing too bad. Phelan's really just speaking to the point. Braga does not take it as such. This ends up resulting in you are thrown into essentially what is this battle arena with sand bottom and stands all around, filling quickly with the locals. You are first faced with 3 wolves. But just in time, Damon, true to JRPG style, lands in and is ready to go. You manage to fight through the wolves pretty decently. There's some heavy wounds, but you're fine. Of course, Nadja takes her stand and just refuses to partake in the pissing contest that is happening before her, and gets some scritches from one of the wolves at some point. As Braga steps into the ring, takes on a bestial wolf form that is dripping molten metal as saliva, and releases this almost like fire-like heat breath on all of you. Again, heavy injuries, but at a certain point, Braga just starts laughing. The test is over. You've passed. You're then taken back up to his office, and he kind of lays the cards on the table. Hey, my friend Ash has been taken. They're in jail right now. Probably where your friend is. You then begin to understand that this is a lot more, that they are planning something at the talks. If were here, would also agree with you that there's something being planned for the talks. Nobody really knows why. There's not a lot of details. But the first things first is they want to pin whatever does happen at the talks on Ash, a druid, so that it looks like the druids are back at it, and so they can continue to try to fight against the druids. that was what you were informed of. That this is all a ploy. Basically, you were then put on the spot of, are you going to help fight this, or are you going to leave? There was no in-between option. It was either you're going to help, or you're going to get out of this town. And this is where we're going to pick up. Shortly after, and to all of you agreeing that you were going to give it the college go.
Right, so since we've all agreed, Damon, I found your story most unsatisfactory. What do you mean, technically kidnapped you? What exactly happened?
Kidnap me?
Please use some more descriptors, I beg you.
Took me from where I was, and that, I believe, constitutes as kidnapping.
Okay, so this really, really did kidnap you.
Yes, that's what I said.
I mean, did she mean to, though?
But you also didn't want to, you don't want to go back, right? You didn't try
No.
to. You came here instead of.
Yes.
This wasn't planned.
No.
Just. Did
Yes.
say anything to you?
Run. Asked if I was okay. And I said I'm fine enough.
I do not understand at all.
I mean, it makes sense a little bit. I mean,
Does it?
If you were caged up and being controlled by your father, wouldn't you and somebody came by and was like, "Hey, I'm gonna free you from this oppression," right? Like by taking you out of here. I mean, I don't know if that's really if thought that far ahead or thought that critically, but you know.
I'm sorry, that's just very funny speaking to a noble woman.
Damon
Damon,
shrugs.
You're a noble woman.
Yes,
Oh,
Yes.
I thought this was all just like respectfully. I thought you were just really good at pretending.
No, my father was a knight of. Well, he was a landed knight. He was elevated by the king. He was granted a title and lands, and my mother was daughter of one of the bluest blooded families in Vashmir.
Interesting. He's gonna look from you to. Oh, that makes a lot more sense now. Right.
I mean, it doesn't really matter anymore because I'm never
Yeah.
going to go back there. There's nothing left, I guess.
There's nothing left to your home.
Not that matters. I mean, that's
Hey,
what Correct was telling.
Technically, you
People.
still have your land, though, right? Like you can go back and take over your dad's estate.
No, actually, because it's a land for a knight. Only a knight can inherit it. And since I'm not married to a knight,
Why didn't you just become a knight?
then we'll just revert to the king. If it's even still there, because it was quite close to the Greenwood. I don't know what's still there.
Damon's not great at geography. Is this region being discussed? This is outside of Mercuria?
Yes.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, this is Vashmir. This is where the final battle of War of the Pitch
Okay,
happened,
even.
and everything got nuked.
And it's also the
Like-
country's completely locked down.
Yeah, like
Not
after
like it's
that.
not coming.
Yeah. So basically, after that last battle, after everything went off with the machination that was both magic and machine, Vashmir showed up to 2 of the restoration meetings. They kept getting what they considered the shit end of the stick, and they stopped going, cut off all communication, all trade, and blocked off all of their pathways, and nobody has been allowed in or out since the war after that. And they don't care if you're from there or not. People that have tried to go in have either been found dead on the road or just never seen again. It is like a heck no, you're not coming back. I don't care who you are.
Okay.
It's brutal. And honestly, if you're They're just that. They're just when they say something, they're absolute.
Updating Damon's brain. He will remember this.
You will.
Maybe.
I will say also, post the talk, you guys are in what would be kind of like a lounge room. It's not quite a living room, not quite a bedroom. It's like they're kind of sofas that could be made into beds, and there's like a hearth at the center. And this is all like metal flooring and stonework. But I mean, it's cozy and warm at this point. But Braga has like left you all to kind of like there's a pitcher of water, like that kind of thing. But it is you guys to kind of come back down and rest after your skirmish, which I would say that upon entering into this lounge room to relax, you would have been given basically like small tinctures that essentially would be so any damage you would have taken during this rest any damage is gone. Now, like mana, stuff like that, that's still sap, but your health, any damage you took is restored. Unless you have abilities or something in the meantime that restore that for you. This is not like a night rest. Not yet.
How much do we restore by?
For health, you'll restore all of it. Like, okay. This would be enough that any damage you took, you're gonna be healed, but you're getting, I mean, you might be tired, but you're not hurt.
So in this, does mana recover in this point, or is mana exclusively resource recovery?
That's gonna be when y'all get a full rest, essentially. Okay. You'll recover that. This is like late afternoon, right after you just fought.
You can also use inventory points to get mana back.
You can.
I think I'll.
But inventory points don't like just pop back up. So
no, you have to buy them.
And I don't feel like we're in danger anymore.
No, y'all are in a resting situation.
I'm gonna make note that I'm gonna let my therioform fade for the next scene. So I lose the increased muscle mass and the like dragon iris, and I'm a little more chill looking and bored.
Oh god. But yeah, this is, and I mean, this room, I mean, it smells like very much of like I would say warm incense and very amber like smells. Like there's definitely this tinge of soot, but there's like a sweetness to it that, I mean, that's just kind of what they're used to. It in the best of ways, it's metal and stone, but it feels organic. The way that the room is structured, you've now noticed in walking through some of these, the pathways, the way that this facility is laid out is very dendritic. You can see that they're trying to facilitate some sort of organic feel to the life that they live now. They're holding on. But especially you, Nadja, you can feel it. This isn't just, oh, we're making do. You can feel it just under the surface. That this is the way when everybody cheered around you, there was a tension there. These are soldiers waiting. This is not just a gathering of like-minded people.
Interesting. Well, I mean, you were quite astonishingly good in that fight. I cannot say your presence provokes unmixed delight, though, given the circumstances.
Damon was clearly distracted as he was like, not picking at his nails, but he was like, just kind of preening and cleaning his nails and kind of. You talking to me? Sorry, I wasn't paying attention.
All right. Well, your presence here and the circumstances of your presence present a bit of a pickle.
Yeah, Father says that sometimes.
Sorry, I didn't mean to, I don't mean to be. Wow, that's really. Your dad's quite the individual there.
Yeah, that's what they say about him usually, in some way or another.
as mentioned, don't have a home to return to. If I am suspected of being affiliated with the kidnappers of the Crown Prince of Ricuria, I might not have another home to go back to.
You'll be fine. They won't think you did anything.
You're
Yeah,
very
we
confident.
we weren't there when
No, we
kidnapped.
weren't.
No, we weren't. We were off doing our own thing. We were enjoying the day as we were told to do.
If we don't return to the embassy, that will look rather suspicious.
Yes.
But will Braga let us go back to the embassy? That's the real question.
Hmm.
Can he trust us to do that and come back out and do whatever work for him we have to do?
Oh, I mean, and also, can we do the work we need to do while going back to the embassy?
I think if we're going to do any work at the embassy, well, I don't think we should be doing any work whatsoever at the embassy. That's my 2 cents.
No, I would agree.
As many connections as Damon might be able to get us, I feel like we're going to be watched.
I can't get you any connections, I believe. Just
Right,
to
well,
be clear.
That proves my point. Well, not really, but that makes matters worse, I guess. Yeah, we're not really in a position where we can go back there with Damon and be like, "Oh, look who we found, just hanging about the road." Right?
You could.
No, certainly not.
We saved him
I'm not.
again.
It wouldn't be safe. Just I found you when I ran, and you have been keeping me safe and away from the common folk.
Actually, that would
You
give.
really think your father would believe that?
My father would believe that it's better to keep me less aggravated unless I throw a temper tantrum.
Your temper tantrums look like what happens in the arena.
What do you mean?
I just mean your exceptional abilities.
You say that. I don't fully know what you're speaking on.
You're kidding me, right? The scales getting all like choppy and stabby.
Damon's very clear, like looking around, like
You went toe to toe with Braga. I mean, I helped, I healed you, but like you went toe to toe with Braga.
it's a bit blurry. I heard a crowd. There was excitement, so I ran down. I did a cool flip, and there were some big dogs. Then it starts to get a little blurry, and that's as far as I can work with in clarity.
Damon, can I ask you something?
You can ask whatever you want.
So, obviously, there's no love lost between you and your father. Are you more... how should I phrase this? More politically aligned with your mother, perhaps?
I don't have very many political inclinations, but I do. I adore my mother.
I'm sorry,
You-
did the Crown Prince of the future Grand Magister of Ricuria just say he doesn't have many political... I'm so upset, my jewelry is just falling off me. You don't have many political I can't even say it. What?
Yeah, I don't. It's all kind of boring.
Damon,
Nadia?
Wait, so then what's your idea for fun then? Like, what do you? I'm trying to figure you out. Like, politics is boring. You black out when you fight. Like, where are you getting your enjoyment for life?
Um, I don't know. I like learning.
Okay.
Not fond on reading. It's just to be clear, I don't want books. I love eating.
You didn't really eat on the train at all.
I'm not supposed to eat anything that's not part of my designated regiment of food. It could irritate my systems, cause digestive concerns, and cause fits of wanderlust and attention issues.
So you are a part of a royal family, but don't like politics. I'm just summing everything up really quick. You like
Yes,
to you like to fight, but you black out when you do, so you don't remember anything.
I don't like to fight. Just to put that clear.
Okay, you like the thrill of extracurricular activities that involve physical encounters.
Yes,
All right.
that sounds accurate.
All right. You seek out knowledge, but you do not like to read.
Don't like books.
And you like food, but you physically cannot eat it or else it makes you sick.
That's what the doctor says.
God, I
Yes.
cannot wait to get you out of this fucking city. Oh my god, this is going to be so fun.
I'll said something similar.
Yes, about Oz. That was the other part of your story I found most peculiar. Oz not only knew that we were your friend, despite not seeing you since the train, and cared enough to take note of us and where we were going, and just happened to be there, right?
Wait. You said Oz mentioned me?
I have never met this Oz character. You
Oh.
said that Oz knew who we were in relationship to you.
Oh, Oz just told me to come to the building, and I ran into the building, and then I heard noises.
Right. Don't you find that very odd that anyone should know we are affiliated at all when we only met yesterday and have not seen each other until this very moment?
We kind of were stranded on a train and solving a murder and ended up fighting an assassin, and then my father then brought us into town. I think anything that the royal family does is up for scrutiny, investigation, and father isn't very secretive in the things he does in the city, but the things he does for the city are what remain secretive. So I'm used to people knowing everything about me and me knowing very little about them. When you met me, you knew a lot about me, apparently, and I had no idea you even existed.
Well, you're not wrong about the general state, but it is very odd that I, a person you didn't know existed, should have been any notice to this other person. I suppose they could have followed us around after the embassy, but I find this all very worrying, to be honest.
People act in strange ways. I'm pretty sure at least one of you met me not by accident. That's usually how it works. People bump into me more often than not when I'm out in the world in what limited capacity. If I don't have guards with me, then it's because they were looking for me. So,
I mean, you're right. Absolutely, I did approach you intentionally. I won't lie about that this time.
I knew it. You moved too smooth to have been that clumsy.
Well, I appreciate the compliment.
Oh, that is a compliment. You're welcome.
Oh, this day's a nightmare, and she starts pinching herself. Wake up, wake up, wake up.
Hey, I also forgot to briefly address Garrick will have followed Braga off. I will point that
Okay.
out.
Okay.
All right. Yes.
So Garrick has gone off with Braga. They're having some, big boy adult discussions down the way. You can like occasionally you can hear like their voices, and it's not like elevated or loud, like it is just ongoing conversation.
Interesting.
So, any other questions, or do we just get ready for a prison break?
Like it's weird Phelan's being so quiet.
Yeah,
Speak up, friend. Oh.
What? All right, so why don't we at least establish what our roles for such a mission would be? Right? Like, why don't
Oh.
we at least chat about that? I like that.
I'm the prince apparent. That's my role. I'm the one to inherit to the right of Magister for Rokuria.
Yeah, but you said you don't get into political things.
Oh, you just asked for roles.
So you're gonna be the one. You're gonna be the face. You're gonna be the one who gets us in.
No, that's Nadia. She
I
has a
have
nice
many
one.
talents.
Nice.
Can
I would
get
like to point out that
prison? I'm not sure.
that none of you know where this prison is.
No, we don't. And in fact, Nadia knows specifically that nobody knows where this prison is. Yeah. So, one problem. There's a fun thing about Osavale is that their prison is a black box. Notoriously, no one knows where it is.
Oh, I could find it.
How?
I just ask some people.
Who?
Anyone? Until
If
someone tells
nobody
me.
knows.
Oh.
Damon.
I mean,
We're
I
not
guess.
in Rikuri anymore.
I mean. No. Wait. What is that? Okay. I'm confused. Are we not breaking someone out of prison?
We are.
So then we just
There's-
ask people where it's at.
There is a knock at the door.
Nadia will go up. She needs to not look at Damon for a minute.
It's Braga.
Yes? Where's Garrick?
It's gone down the way to do some reading. Seems we have some books in our library. So
Right. I don't suppose you know where the elusive prison is.
like steps under the doorframe, because standing up you now realize how tall he is. Stands up over. You're looking at the only person to ever get out.
Really?
As he like pulls his shirt down on the back right there, there's just this major like scar that's almost like electrical looking just across. Not unscathed, but so yeah. Are y'all willing to do this, or?
I look
It's not easy.
look at Damon, I look at Phelan. Well, I don't know, to be honest, if this is a mission that plays to our strengths, but you ask me where my loyalties lie. Ultimately, they lie with
Okay.
myself, and I never want to see another Vashmir happen. And that's what you're telling me will happen in 2 days.
More than likely. I don't know exactly what's going on. I just know they want to pin it on the druids. That way they can
Whatever I
go
can.
finish what they started.
I will help however I can to stop a war. But
Alright. Well, let me make it easy for you. Because I've done this before. Not this, but the other way, I guess. Mine was easy because it was just, one way out. Going in and out. That's fun. So, you guys need to formulate a plan.
mhm.
You need to decide when you're gonna do this. And where you're staying. Are you staying here? Let's you know what? Let's start there. Are you staying here? You're welcome to. Or are you going back to your finer establishment.
Well, I'd
What do you think
rather-
would be smartest? It seems like, what? You're the one that has weird training with tactics, right?
Who is he looking at?
Yeah.
Oh, he's looking at you.
Oh.
He's looking at Naja. Because you can tell he's like racking his brain trying to put his finger on something and he can't find it.
I wouldn't say that exactly, but they say society is a battlefield. So, well, there's two interests going here. Again, in loyalty to myself, I would rather not lose the few friends I've managed to make in my new home in Ricuria, so that would incline me to return to the embassy and to not arouse suspicion that I aided the kidnapping of His Royal Highness here. On the other hand, that is a lot of uncertain elements. We could already be suspected. That room is pretty... They locked us in, and that room was quite impenetrable from what we found last night. So...
Well, I'll give you a few options then.
Yes.
Because y'all are new here. It's pretty easy to sneak around this town at night. Or, honestly, it hits dusk. And my favorite thing is that's when their little magical lights on the south side turn off. And it actually becomes sunset. You know the cool thing about this town? We have the wall, right? Things get pretty dimly lit. If you're sneaky enough, you can make your way around. You could probably even check out and see if the embassy, what it looks like. You probably could do that if you have any skills. So you've got that approach. You could go back, you can play your charisma card and hope that they let Damon back out. I gotta tell you, based on the things that I've read on this guy's file, probably not.
Damon kind of like, my file?
Yes,
You have a file on me?
I sure do.
Can I see? I'm always curious on what people...
It's not for your eyes, not yet. Sorry.
Damon just slumps against a wall. I think it might be better to go back to the embassy, because I'm bored.
Well,
Okay, if
that being said, I will say I
like-
don't think Damon should return to the embassy one way or the other.
he goes back, they're not gonna... Your choice. You're gonna have to pull an to get that guy out.
Right.
Maybe not. I mean, it
tend
depends on how you go back. I
I-
guess. If
I-
you can somehow play it off that this guy didn't know to go back home somehow.
I think the challenge is going to be not getting caught outside of his dad's estate while we're in the hoity-toity part of town.
I mean, to be fair, you guys could probably come up with 1,000 different stories. My point is, if you're going to go back to the embassy, make sure it's a good one.
Mm-hmm.
That's your first decision. I'll let you stew on that for a minute. Second decision. We've got 2 days before the talks. One more tomorrow, and then it's literally 48 hours, right? You understand this? So it's only tonight and one more night.
Yeah.
Okay, this is your window of time. This is the window of time that I need Ash out. If Ash is still in their custody when this goes on, Ash is going to turn up and they're going to get publicly executed. And then your country and all of my little druid brethren down south are going to have major problems. So, you need to be looking at probably sometime, just probably sometime tomorrow. And again, you've got multiple approaches. If you can come up with a better one, great. I can get you to the door. I can take you in the front door.
How can you
We can
go
get
in?
you arrested.
How can you go in and
Oh.
get us in? Can you walk us through that? I mean, I don't want to be ignorant here, but I mean, if there's only one way
So
in,
as
one way out.
he looks at you and smiles. and he knocks on a wall. As this person walks around a corner, looks at you, they have their eyes, there's like numerous pupils, and they're kind of like almost amalgaming and like moving almost like a lava lamp. And as they look at you, suddenly their whole physiological form changes and they look like one of the guards that you've seen around town. And the pupils normalize. That's how. There's a few of them running around, so comes in handy.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Am I supposed to take these ones in? Really? You think they'll make it? Braga just kind of like closes his eyes and like takes this deep breath as this like points away. Anyways.
Always appreciate a vote of confidence.
They're an optimistic one, but I can take you in the front way like that. We can take you in the way I got out, which is rough and it's very physically taxing. This is more going to be physical tests of your ability. You can go in the other way. You can go in the front way, and you're going to have to use your brains and just be waiting for the right moment and be smart and charismatic about this. Or you can take the rough way to get in there. Then, no matter what you do, if you go the rough way in, and honestly, even the other way, once you get there, everything is going to depend on your stealthing ability. To get in, get the keys, get them out. And whichever way, the bottom line is too, if you go in the smart way, you have to go out the dumb way. But if you go in either way, you're going back out that way. There's the only way out. The other way out is literally trying to fight your way through. Maybe I should explain what this place looks like. Okay.
That would be helpful.
I forget that not everybody is, So think of a spiral staircase. Right? That's it. There is a single spiral stairwell in one of the buildings, and it just keeps going and going and going. And it is just cells and cells. The worse you are, the lower down they put you, the less often they check on you because nobody wants to walk that far down the stairs, and the less likely you are to ever get out of there.
Building.
Yeah. It's just deep in the ground and it's stone. There is a tunnel that was dug by giant rats back in the day. Comes down through some other parts of the aisle. If you find the right pocket. It's kind of a sewer catacomb system. Honestly, it's kind of interesting. Nobody really knows where it's from. It's time before our history, but there's these catacombs under Osavale. The Ivory Isle's built in some of it. It's a little strange, but the reason I know that, of course, is coming out. But yeah, you can come out the Ivory Isle, and they're not coming out that far. Once you hit the Ivory, you're safe. What?
What's in the catacombs that we should be worried about?
Oh, it's just random stagnant pools of water that I didn't mess with to find out. Just one of those things, like you can feel like something's watching you, right? You're pretty sure the whole time like something's watching you, just waiting, but you just kind of haul ass and move as fast as you can and don't give it the chance. That's lots of broken bridge, whatever this catacomb city type thing was. It's broken and you're jumping and climbing and scaling, and it's kind of it's like a training course, but it's a little creepy, not gonna lie. But once you hit the ivory brick, you know you're safe, because even if they bothered to follow you that far. But yeah, those are your choices. So whatever you do, you have to be ready to either go in the front door, and I can send my person. If you go the embassy route, I'll send my friend to your door to retrieve you, to verify. We could always verify. What's your friend? Yeah, verify the identity of your capture or something. Or just send you in.
I must say, I am, there's... Among the reasons I didn't fight, my physical prowess is not a skill I highly, prize, you could say. The climbing, jumping concerns me a little bit for my own endurance.
I would agree. I not the strongest individual.
If you can, yeah, they could probably throw you though, especially if you've got right, big person.
Well, that's assuming we can
How
get
do you
in.
know that?
It's assuming we can get in.
I had talked to a friend. You guys have been in here for like 2 hours.
Right. Yes.
If you think I haven't talked to people already, I have eyes and ears all over this place. And I hate to break it to you, but a 6 foot whatever beast folk with 4 arms, yeah, people notice. Running down the streets with the Crown Prince of Rokuria in Rokurian garb, might I add. At the time.
It's true.
You think that nobody saw that? Because
you know what, you're right. Fair enough.
They're talking about it all across the south part of town. In fact, right now, rumor has it that your friend here, Damon, is going on a bender. Yes, it is rumored that bad boy Damon is out prowling the town right now. But I'm pretty sure... I think they're trying to spin that rather than loose weapon.
I mean, we can capitalize on that, couldn't we? Maybe Damon
We
goes
could.
out, gets a little bit too drunk, gets a little bit rowdy, needs to get thrown in the drunk tank for a little bit.
I'm not allowed to drink.
Damon, for this, you're allowed to drink.
Damon shrugs.
Or maybe not.
You also don't have to drink. Anyways, my point is that's the rumor going around. That's all I have for you. If you want to go check stuff out before making your decision, you're more than welcome. There is a big rack over there full of jackets and aprons and whatever to hide whatever the hell this guy's wearing so that nobody can tell who Damon is. Same thing goes for y'all. If you want to wear some of our beautiful attire and blend in a little bit better while you go check it out, feel free. Nobody's going to look twice at you, I promise. If you happen to walk into the south side of town wearing this stuff, nobody's going to look at you. They don't like to. So, I'm going to give you guys some time to figure out all that. And I'm going to go check on Garrick before he gets too involved. He, closes your door slowly, and you can hear him, heavy steps, down the middle.
That was fun.
Well, I'm glad one of us is...
Is something wrong?
Do the stakes here mean nothing to you?
I mean, yeah, I want to get out.
Yeah, and what about the other stakes? You know, one where they're going to scapegoat the druids, restart the war.
That's tomorrow's problem. Literally.
Boy, I wish Garect was here. Never thought I would say that, but you know.
I mean, what are we worried about?
That we fail, that we get imprisoned, that we get killed, that gets killed, that the war restarts.
I mean, for starters, a druid trying to break another druid out of jail right before they're about to be thrown in as a scapegoat to start another war is not a great look.
I
That
see.
too.
Okay.
Right? Like
So-
that's like number one for me. I don't even like I want to get out and I definitely want to get
You
Ash
both
out.
seem to be under the impression that failure is an option.
Well, no, it's not an option.
So then stop. Stop worrying about failure if it's not an option.
I need to be alone for a little bit. And Nadia just walks off.
Out the door.
Yeah, she doesn't know where she can be alone, but she is going to look for some place to be alone.
Okay, we will get back to that in a minute.
Yeah.
Hey, did I say something wrong?
I don't know. I'm under the impression that you're either respectfully. I'm gonna say this with the utmost respect, Damon. Only after knowing you for about a handful of days here, but you're either incredibly sheltered, or you're incredibly daft, and I can't tell which currently.
I can actually answer this one because this is not the first time someone has said that I'm one of those two. The truth is simpler, I guess. The world sucks, but if you let it suck for you, it only gets worse. I'm not saying things are wonderful, or magical, or brilliant, but what's the point in letting misery win when you can find something worth something?
I don't disagree with you.
My mother would tell me that the world is designed for us to be happy, but people have designed ourselves to prevent it. So, we have to go with our better nature and find joy, rather than going with society designed and let it take it.
You make more sense now. Just slightly.
I have had a sheltered experience, but in that sheltering and the bit that I've been able to learn through stories told by people who've traveled to our estate or have taken the chance to talk with me or bring me stories, whatever we do in our life won't make a difference while we're alive. Not truly. It's only after we're gone. So all we can do is make the most of what we have and hope that it makes a difference for others. So things suck all around us, and this war is potentially something that could come to fruition. And whether it does or doesn't, all we can do is either try to stop it, try to minimize it, try to prevent it, and whatever we do may not work, not for us to see it. But I like to believe that whatever I do makes a difference somewhere, at some point. And no one will know what happens, but I do.
All right, now I have a big follow-up question. How can you have just said all of that but not want to get involved in any sort of politics whatsoever? Because that sounded like very politician.
Oh, because I refuse to become my father.
Well, just because you're you don't. Why don't you just be better?
Because his blood runs through me, and his blood is quite angry.
I can understand that.
I have seen my father do unspeakable things, and those are the things I've been allowed to see. All for the right to maintain some sense of control, order. And if I take a placement in politics, I become a target. And I know that the more I sit in it, the more I will find things I dislike, the more I find things I detest. And I feel that I am not able to tell when to restrain or refrain.
I think to some extent you need to take your own advice. Follow what makes you happy, right? And if
Patricide is not a good idea.
That's not what that you. We're gonna unpack that later, buddy. I don't even know where I'm going now. This is why. Nadia.
So you guys are stuck in this stalemate.
He's just gonna like I'm going like.
You've grown closer and closer together, and Phelan's face, albeit lacking any sort of actual formation, somehow looks more and more confused as time goes on in this conversation. Nadia. You do hear yelling down the hallway this time. Well, not really yelling, but there's a stern tone, and it is Braga.
Nadia wants to be alone, though, so, I mean, what-
But you
what
do
word
hear
am I-
this.
Okay.
It's just, you can't really make it out, but you can tell there's very strong wording things going on.
Actually, alright, let me put my two instincts at war with each other. Damn, that's right on the line. Alright, she's gonna wander a little closer to eavesdrop. Just a little bit.
Okay, you wander a little bit closer to eavesdrop, and you just hear, basically you hear Braga, we have to do whatever it takes. It really doesn't matter. And you start to see this blackish smoke kind of ripple out from under the doorway before just completely dissipating. And then nothing. As you can hear, like, the creaking of a chair as he's clearly taken a seat.
Right. She just wanders, backs up a little bit, does not want to touch whatever just happened there. Yeah.
So they're just, like I said, this is very dendritic. Like, they are like wrought iron, you know, like mesh metal, like walkways, like suspended under the main factory floor. But you can see they're very dendritic. So like you kind of just walk for a while. Beneath you, like you kind of get past the point where there is like the battle arena, and you kind of keep going, and then finally you're over what appears to be some kind of like pool of not quite runoff water, but like some sort of water, and it's almost like this pleasant dripping of like just this dripping from this large metal pipe of just, it's not quite a stream, it's not quite a waterfall, but it's just a little bit, and there's just enough dim light, and you reach kind of the end of this like catwalk, and you can kind of lean on it, take a breath kind of over this little bit of water, and it's just quiet.
Great. I think she will just sort of sit down in the corner of this, like curl up in a little ball and start thinking about everything that has happened to her today. Starting with what the fuck was that with the faceless, and just like going over in her mind, and the more she thinks about it, the less sense it makes to her. Like he was contradicting himself. It was almost like he was trying to pick a fight with her and she was just shut down, and like, what the heck is up with these gifts? This doesn't make sense. And she just wishes that she could speak to Idril about it. Idril, of course, nowhere nearby. And then she just imagines, like, walking back over to the Ivory Isle to talk to Riff Raff, and she's like, oh yeah, that'll go great. It'll be like, Riff Raff will be all like, oh,
Okay.
stupid tall legs can't go 2 hours by herself without...
I will, in this moment, I will also say, you do have an opportunity to fuck with something if you would like to.
Yes,
If you want to give that a go, you're more than welcome to do so in this moment.
I would like to give that a go.
Then do me a favor.
Yes.
I need you
Uh-huh.
to roll willpower.
Okay.
And we're gonna see how and where this goes.
Oh, I love that. All right, that is a 7.
A 7. As you are sitting there, you start to have this conversation with Riff Raff and you're ahead and you just start talking and suddenly it feels like you're falling off the edge of this catwalk.
Oh shit.
And you feel like you fall off and you
Mhm.
feel like you hit the water. But where you should have hit water, you're suddenly about 2 inches to an ankle deep in this opalescent,
Oh fuck.
warmish water. All around you is pitch, except for around you now, before where you had seen just the faintest bit of dim light over the edge, you actually now have points that you can see. There are numerous motes of light, and actual motes at the edge of this in the distance. It creates almost this black hole horizon look in the distance. It seems close, but it's too far. But you begin to see in all directions around you slightly different tones, different feelings. Before you kind of start to hyperventilate and you start to breathe and you kind of just fall forward towards the nearest one. And you sit up out of the water and you are sitting on the floor behind Riff Raff's cart in the Ivory Isle.
Fuck. What's happening to me today? Holy shit. What?
Also, you're dry.
Great. I pick myself up off the floor very carefully. Starts pinching herself again.
Oh yeah, no, it hurts. You're there.
I like walk around to the front of the cart. Riff Raff, are you there?
What do you want?
I think I need your help.
That's probably not true. What do you got information?
We talking there? Please?
Sure. Opens, waddles in, takes a seat on their very unusually tall stool, and leaves the shorter one for you.
That's fine. Nadia does not even notice. She is so disoriented.
Riff Raff does, and closes. All right, what? Your heart get broken? You got poor. What?
Okay. I'll just tell this story in order, because otherwise I think I'm going to get lost. So, when we all went out to get lunch, I had asked Correct to ask if my father was a knight, was part of the Scarlet Order, and I asked if he could ask at the temple if there was any news of him, and there was, and he was about to tell me. I realized that my father was dead, and then the Faceless pulled me into his void out of nowhere and just started monologuing like my inner monologue to me about how none of it matters and just all of this negative stuff. And then he was like, you need to let go of your past because the chains you're holding on to, even though he also reminded me that I'd been sold to him and that I could never get out of this stupid contract and then he said, I'm going to give you a gift, and now there's poison barbs in my fingers, and and then I just then we went to Braga, and apparently the other person, the dog person, kidnapped Damon, and Damon's very frustrating to me, and Braga, God, sorry, I'm so mixed up right now. A lot of Braga has some interesting information. We'll come back to that in a minute. But and I went through the place that looks like the Faceless's void and came here. From Braga's inner sanctum. I just
Oh my. Okay.
things happening to me.
Whoa.
I'm terrified.
What? Whoa. As she like puts her wrist on your forehead and is like,
Is she delirious?
okay. Yeah. Okay, so you're going through a spiritual time. Clearly. Okay. Whoa. Where to be? Okay. Boop, 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 boop. Oh. Okay. So, whoa. The Faceless met with you, not in the sanctum.
No, it was like this dark.
So
void in
not
wall.
where we go.
No, I did not walk there. I was just
You-
sitting, and I started bleeding this pink ichor from my eyes. Apparently, while it happened.
Keep that over. That's you can keep over there. I'm not immune. I have resistance, so just not immune to it. Still gives me major stomach upset. Okay. Okay. Secondly, you said your companion kidnapped the Crown Prince of Rokuria. You gotta fix that. You have an inn, and that's about to go out. You gotta fix that.
No,
Okay.
it's a nightmare. Everything
Also,
about it is a
they're-
nightmare.
I don't know how they're gonna.
Fashionable, and now I have poison barbs in my fingers.
Okay. Okay, Braga, huh? So you went and talked to.
Yeah.
Okay.
Also, I think
Did he?
Osprey was on to me already because apparently he was watching us because he knew that we went to Braga and it told Damon to go there. So
That
no
doesn't
promises on that
surprise me.
assignment.
But so we got. That's good. It's great. We're never gonna catch that one. It's gonna be awesome. Also, good to know that it's more than one side. Awesome. Great.
Who else was
All
he
the
supposed
sides.
to be selling information to?
Oh, they were dealing with the other side.
There's a lot of other sides, isn't there?
Well, if you look at it from one perspective, there was our side. There is, order and capitalism side. And I guess then you can count, the druids as a side. Okay, maybe there's multiple sides. So yeah, no, trading with us, trading with the powers that be in this city and others. But and finding out also dealing with Braga, a notorious gang leader.
He's quite
Good to know. Braga's just a troubled guy.
He also suspects me. I think I threw him off the scent, but...
Oh, I bet. He's not the most keen on this. We didn't really step in whenever he was in a tough place, so...
Sure. Right. Probably couldn't
You
afford it,
We come at a price, so... Didn't have much to offer. Now he's got a whole union. But now he hates us. So.
Okay. But back to...
Anyways, my other question, my other thing, who the fuck? Why did he choose you? So he comes and he talks to you, and then you get a gift or whatever, and then you're like teleporting. So you're one of those. You're one of. You can.
I guess. I mean,
Damn it! You know, I've been doing this for like 10 years. I've been studying my ass off, trying to get all the promotions, trying to get all the abilities, and here you are, what? How many years you been here? What, like 2? And suddenly, here you are, teleporting, doing all kinds of shit, getting gifts, and here I am, just, I'm stuck as a fucking, look at me, I'm a store clerk, I'm a fucking proprietor, I'm a goddamn, and she just starts like,
Look, I don't want the attention. If I could give it to you, I would. But
they all say that. Mug.
Well, maybe they all say it for a reason. It's very upsetting.
Oh, you're
If he's
never gonna
talking
get
about-
out of that You're never gonna get out of that contract.
No, I'm pretty
You're
sure I
so-
owe more. I mean, especially when you only
Oh,
keep doing it.
no, it's not even that. It's you're so screwed. I mean, with this, they'll find reasons. They never get out. If you can travel through the ether like that, that's what it's called. Take a breath. We usually keep that from most of you guys, unless that just means you're never getting out of here. Because the moment they know you can do that, and I promise you they're going to catch wind. They don't just know, by the way. There's no way they just know that you can do that. So be careful. But the moment they find that out, they're going to hold onto your contract forever. They will find reasons. Furthermore, I gotta tell them.
I was going to say, what do you mean if we found out? I just told you, surely.
I feel for you. You're not the first one I met.
It doesn't matter. I don't even want out of my contract, really.
Good, because then I don't have to keep it a secret.
I'm just scared. I don't know what any of this means.
It just means you're gonna be a hand at some point. It means once you start, honestly, you gotta get some kind of training to figure out how to use it the right way. I don't know any of that. They only reserve that for once you start to be able to do it. Once you can do that, you've got a special talent there.
Right.
But in the meantime, whatever scattered mess thing you've got going on, you're not going to be able to control it for anything. I don't know how you're going to get back to where you were. I don't know where you were.
Well, it wasn't that far. It was just over with Braga.
Oh, you were still there at this hour. What were you doing with Braga? It's like 6, 7 o'clock. So really, at this hour, you were with Braga, huh? As she looks at you like suspiciously.
Right. I better fill you in on the rest, and I'll summarize sort of what happened since we got to Braga, the relevant.
Okay, that makes sense. Okay, that makes way more sense.
Yeah. I'll probably notice I'm missing soon, though.
Yeah, it's been a minute. Are you gonna walk over? Do you wanna try your special power? And she just looks at you like...
Do you know why he would want me to let go of, freedom. Yes, I get that. We're big about freedom here. In a sort of ironical way. But
I've never heard that.
It's like I'm trying to achieve nirvana or something, break out of the cycle of reincarnation. What?
I've never heard that. It's never been a thing.
Okay, great. Well, I suppose I'll be seeing him again so I can ask if I dare.
I mean, fair enough. No, I've never heard any kind of question. I mean, I know they say go to the past because you can't, that kind of, but not like this. And I don't know many people that have had meetings impromptu.
I've gone to him?
You better get back.
Right.
You want to give it a go so I can laugh at you if it doesn't work?
You know what? I could use someone laughing at me right now. Why not?
Alrighty, willpower. see how this goes.
Yeah, all right. I suppose I should be marking down mana for these as well. Probably.
Mhm. Yeah.
Uh,
You'll get after this we're doing full rest and we're laying out your plan for the next.
All right. Wait, sorry, that's not my willpower dice. Let's try that. 10?
10. And where were you wanting to go specifically?
Ideally right where I left.
Okay.
Although that might be hard because I did fall through the catwalk in the zone.
Yeah, so you start to really focus on it. And you find yourself again just pulled backward.
Mm-hmm.
And you are standing ankle deep in this opalescent water. It's the same thing. You start to look around and your gut kind of calls you. And you lean forward just a little bit and you're standing in the battle arena.
Anybody around?
Of course, like, lights are off or it's just like a vacant sandy lot.
Oh, this is fucked up. Okay.
Just trotting through the... Okay. So I will say, you guys have had continued awkward conversation during this time. And in reality, you're gone for maybe 15, 20 minutes before you return as Nadja arrives back in the door. And I will go ahead and inform you all, this is now going to enter into a rest phase. So this is a rest. If you want to alter bonds, anything of that nature, you can tell me and do so now. And, you know, have whatever RP you would like in this time. And then we will make our plan for the break. A jailbreak, I should say.
Mm-hmm.
So there you go.
An actual break. Real quick.
We can.
Okay.
If you would like.
If you need to.
I'm okay. I know someone else mentioned they might
No,
need
we're
a break
good.
partway.
Oh, no, I'm good.
Okay. Okay, in which case. But yeah, no, whatever RP. So as Nadja walks back in.
And that's what my mother always tells me. You do what feels right and hope that you just do right.
Nadia, I'm so glad you're back. He keeps saying things and then contradicting himself and then saying really good things, but then saying he can't do those things. And it's really, I'm just getting really, I need your help.
Right.
Just immediately comes back and there's still the problem that she left. Like,
yes, the exact problem. Nadia will sit down on the floor. All right. Let's just get to know each other a little bit, maybe. I know I cannot come up with a coherent plan right now. Let's just take a break, right? 30 minutes. A couple hours. We do need to make our decision about where we're going. So.
Yeah, so I'll say you guys start to kind of just unwind for a little bit. You just chit-chat, kind of get comfortable. So what we'll do to streamline that too, Damon.
Whoops.
What is a fun fact that you would have overshared about yourself?
All of them. Every
Which
fact
one?
is a fun fact that I overshare.
Oh, so you just something that they would know is specific now that's probably oversharing because it's Damon.
Shit. Oh no.
Like
Let's
favorite
see.
food. I mean, it could be anything dumb.
Trying to think of something that he actually has a personality about that isn't a sheltered child. All I have so far is that he really loves cats.
Fair enough. At some point, Damon is just like, oh, cats are pretty cool, though.
Are we talking like crazy cat lady likes cats, or are we talking like...
Like, cats are the greatest thing ever. Cats can do whatever they want. They're not stopped by physics or people or rules or gravity.
All right. Then Phelan. What is something that Phelan, fun fact, would have come out in this little bit? Please let it be inappropriate. I'm just kidding.
Fun fact. I feel like Phelan had, at some point in his youth, like not understanding his druidic connection with nature, had almost like a feed me Maurice type of moment with a plant, and it went horribly wrong. It almost led to his death. Like it was like he almost died. Like he thinks he almost died, but in reality, like the plant was like the size of his hand. It would have never actually harmed him. But he's inflated it to like this just giant man-eating carnivorous plant that's been like the story gets larger and larger every time he tells the story. And he comes clean and says that's a like he would at some point come clean like halfway through the story. But like, yeah, no, none of that's true. It's like this little tiny plant.
I dig it.
Feed me Maurice, do you mean feed me Seymour?
Or Seymour, yeah. Why do I think Maurice?
I don't know, maybe more in the Seymour.
Seymour, yeah.
Maybe.
I don't know. I've also haven't seen that since I saw that as a kid and it traumatized me. And I've never watched it since.
Oh, I love that movie. I'm all
The
about
musical or
Audrey
the
too.
original?
Like any and all of them, everything that I've seen. Because
For me.
it's all musical is the best part, but yes. All right, Nadja. What's a fun fact that
Yeah,
she
what
might have
is...
lied about?
You know what? I've been sitting on this since like session 1. I think Nadia, she's like, I wrote this song at school about what it's like. And it's, I am the very model of a gentle young Mercurian, ideal in ladies' matters from mundane to Epicurean. I know the dances for each festival and every holiday, and how to send our young men off to battle in a jolly way. I'm pious and I pray to every god for their benevolence, except the 5 I'm told to disavow into irrelevance. In politics I'd never speak, lest I sound like some bad jester. If pressed, I simply parrot back the views of our dear Magister. If pressed, I simply parrot back the views of our dear Magister. If pressed, I simply parrot back the views of our dear Magister. If pressed, I simply parrot back the views of our dear Magister. For my nature, though it's delicate and dainty as mahogany, is prone to fits of fancy when confronted with monotony, but still in ladies' matters, from mundane to Epicurean, I am the very model of a gentle young Mercurian. That's Nadia's fun fact.
Phelan,
I'm so happy.
Phelan tries very hard to not say, do, or anything in the most respectful way, but like the whole time. And then like as soon as you're done, he just lets out like a very like
No, that was everything.
Damon physically applauds.
Thank you.
But yeah, so you guys go through this.
All I'm putting
You
in my
guys
notes, by the way, is awkward song about Rokuria.
She's making fun of her station in Mercuria.
She is.
Very much a venting
See,
of her
Phelan doesn't.
Damon
Phelan does not get it. He's Phelan and Damon are in the same mind. Like Phelan thinks this is like all the kids in your homeland sing this song. Like
she would have introduced this as like she wrote this to like.
Oh, you wrote it as satiric. Oh, then no, I'd still have.
Damon still's like, yeah, that sounds about right, actually.
I bet he especially resonated with parroting back the views of our dear Magister.
Oh yeah, I was like, yeah, there we go.
Mm-hmm. It's just like, okay. So you guys go through this little bit. Are there before we move past this scene and move to close the rest, and you will get full mana, health, everything, blah blah blah. Are there any changes to any bonds? No. Are there any changes to any bonds or anything of that nature at this time?
I would like. Can I add a bond?
You can, and I need to know who and why. And well, at least in the moment, I need to know the type of bond and your like the feelings you're feeling when you're having it.
So how many? I can have up to what? Six bonds? Or
I think you can have
3 bonds?
6 total, but only 3 of them. I think it's like 3 positive, 3 negative.
3 positive.
I think. Yeah, I don't think you can have more than 1 bond with the same kind of emotion. I think, if I recall. We can
Is that
double
true?
checky.
No, I think
don't
it's you
remember.
have the opposing views, because I mean, otherwise you wouldn't be able to
Yeah,
have
I don't
exactly
remember.
the same, like a
Because you
stronger bond.
I have abilities that require me to have a 3 levels of a bond.
Yeah, you can
Yeah,
have
no,
up
or
to
you can add a level. Let me see here. I don't remember. There's something weird about it, but yeah, add bond. We'll figure it out.
God damn.
So, I mean, I want to add a bond to the faceless. I'd kind of
Yes.
like to do that after, like, speaking to him again, though. Like,
Yeah. Totally
um,
fine with me.
My bond, I have my bond noted on what happens.
Yes.
Do you want me to message you or tell you out loud?
You can say it out loud. Because Fabula, one of the things that's nice is that since Fabula is so narrative, this is all, if you really don't want to share it because you have, like, you want to hold it, or, you want to wait for later, that's totally fine. In which case, just message me. If it's something, like, you wanted to just share with everybody for narrative purposes, but, it's like a no metagame thing, then you can share out loud. Otherwise, feel free to message. Either way, it's your choice in this moment.
I'll say it out loud then. I'm gonna go with Nadia,
Okay.
and it's gonna be inferiority.
oh no.
That went the wrong direction.
Do you want to explain the emotion behind, or like kind of the thought, maybe that, not necessarily the emotion, but maybe the thought that leads Phelan to this, like literally in Phelan's mind eye, like what the internal monologue is that leads to that?
I think, other than Garect, who he has, like Garect and are both obvious choices, right? For people that he would have a positive or positive with a slight potential like negative mixed in. But like he knows how he feels about the two of them, so he doesn't really he doesn't really have that need to form like a strong bond around them. But Nadia, he saw this like everything that he hated personified. Damon, he saw it like full circle, but then he saw how like sweet summer child he was, and like is like fine. But like Nadia is everything that a civilized person from a civilized country is what civility is. And it's making him feel almost like Damon in a way where he was very sheltered and is very sheltered without being so, I guess would be the way that I would put it. Like it's two different worlds, and because he's in this world that he doesn't know, and Nadia feels so at home here. He's just
when the country boy meets the city girl.
Exactly. That he's just kind of looking at the situation of like, well, who's a person that he could rely on? And he knows it's Nadia, but he feels like in constantly relying on Nadia that he is not relying on himself, and thus is feeling inferior.
Oof.
Also, it goes directly toward my emotion or my theme, which is also super tough.
Yeah.
Especially with Nadia just like leaving randomly as we were trying to formulate a plan. It just like it's almost like the we're not good enough, because it's like the we're not good enough kind of thrown in there too. Yeah.
All right. Anybody else?
Do it, Nadia. There's no reason not to. It's okay.
How long is this rest? Oh my god, this thing will not.
This is going to be a couple of hours while y'all are just relaxing. Like they'll at some point, Braga's people will bring you some food. It would be like kind of finger food, it would be like charred flatbread and hummus and like cheese, like
I
that
can
kind of
eat
thing. A lot of the hummus has way too much red pepper. But it's good. It's got great flavor, but like, it's definitely burning. That kind of thing.
How to keep you warm in the winter, I guess. I know. Okay. I'm just like, the faceless
it.
probably wouldn't talk to her at this point, even if she did once again sort of retreat into a corner to be like, what the fuck, dude? Plus that would probably require using magic, which wouldn't make it not restful. Okay. Because part of the reason that I'm hemming and hawing about this is that, you know what? I'm gonna make a bond with Phelan too.
Oh no. Sorry, Damon.
Damon
But I
doesn't
feel
make
like
bonds.
Phelan and
That's
Nadia
fair.
went through something together today a little bit.
I feel like Oma's gonna have a bond with Damon after this, and it's called Scapegoat.
Diplomatic immunity.
And I actually think, not unlike the scene at the beginning, right, where I'm like, I'm very fond of you, Phelan. I think Nadia does genuinely feel a little bit affectionate towards Phelan. Because
I love that this is so polar opposite.
yeah. Well, because the thing about Nadia, which is not in the fun facts that came out today, is that, she is half Fae, and she kind of, I don't know, you represent a part of the world that she has been disconnected from for a while.
Okay. That makes sense.
It's so painful.
I think
Why
that's...
everybody gotta be sad?
Huh?
So why everybody gotta be sad? Just kidding. Everyone understood the assignment with this campaign. So
Can't make Damon sad, so
Listen, I almost
Okay.
put a second point in the
I put
hatch,
your
but,
mommy in a tower in the mountains.
yeah,
Tell me I
I
can't
can't be
make things
sad only
sad.
because she's over there. No, the sadness is brewing. I know.
We'll see. Maybe not. Okay. So you guys kind of continue this rest. Relax a little bit. At some point, Damon, while you're all resting here, you could have sworn you heard the familiar jingling of bells at some point, only to hear nothing in the hallway. Even so much as like peeking out the door at some point, there's just nothing.
What are the bells reference?
That's Oz.
Thank you.
Yeah.
That's right. The bells.
Mhm.
Yes.
We're a jingly person. You could almost swear you heard, like, because there's only one person that walks around, like, but there's nothing in the hallway. Your rest comes to a close, and Braga returns to all of you. This is new scene post-rest. In this,
Before the rest ends,
Braga...
they do have a bond change. I still need to.
Yes. Yeah.
Because if possible, Damon's going to leave the group for part of his rest.
Yes.
To go and try and work out for the first time in a long time.
Yep. I mean, easily. I mean, there's the whole arena if you want to...
Yeah. And like, we'll get some hand wraps and just start punching at walls to test some things. Just to see how far his power can go. But the more I do so, the more angrier I get. And I can feel my father's rage. And I know that whatever this thing is about the war, I know it has to do with something with him. And I know it has to do something with who I am or what I am. I would like to push my bond with my father to mistrust. It's been inferiority this whole time, but now I'm starting to have a turn to just... I don't just
straight up.
inferior. I'm like, I don't trust you. And with the fact that my mother's in the tower, like, I joke about killing him, and now I'm like, I might accidentally push him in front of a train, is all.
Ready to succeed the throne?
Listen,
Whoa.
Phelan made some good points.
Damon doesn't get into politics, remember? So we're not...
He's gonna give it to his sibling.
We don't talk about
how well did that
siblings.
how well did that work out for him last time? I mean, what?
And then that's it. I want to take the time to
For sure.
take out some anger and realize that I have the anger in there, and that maybe Phelan's onto something and I can control it, but now I have mistrust.
No, fair enough. Extremely valid. Okay. I would say it's at this point, as you start to kind of make your way up the stairs out of the arena, that you could have sworn you heard something before making your way up to the hallway and seeing nothing. You return to the group. Braga returns to all of you. And for brevity's sake, lays it out. What are you doing? First question is first, as a party, where are you staying tonight? Are you all going to stay at Braga's, or are you going to return to the estate? Are you going to recon first? Are you skipping that step? What do y'all want to do?
Right, what time is it right now?
Honestly, at about this point, we're closer to like 8 or so. You know that you were told to return by 11. You're probably about 8, probably about 9 o'clock. You're getting low on time. If you're gonna abide by the rules.
Right. I think we should go back to the embassy. Because I now have, I think, a little dicey. Oh, no.
I will say I will allow you guys to restore mana because you are going back to sleep for the night. So I will allow you that for this, because you guys are literally about to spend probably the next 2 days in game, like going.
Mm-hmm.
I will allow rest after this so that you're not like screwed for mana.
Okay.
If that is a concern, I will let you know. I'm gonna make sure y'all aren't dead in the water coming into this.
Appreciate it.
I guess my at least Phelan's concern. I guess I can do this in character. Damon, do you think you can handle getting out of your father's embassy once we're in it?
There is a level of more calmness, less joyful, but not like there's just like very sharp expression. After at least maintaining curfew, if we need be, I can depart on my own terms so long as I follow the rules and appease my father's desires for me.
I have no problem going back to the embassy then, if that's what we want.
I have a backup plan for getting us out of there if things go haywire. I'm not very practiced in it, but I can kind of teleport.
Damon's like coolness breaks. So fucking cool.
Well, I mean,
Just
if we're
discovered today.
you can get all of us out.
That is a really good question.
I mean, because I could
I
turn into
haven't
like
tried
a bug.
taking somebody else out besides myself before. Because
I mean, worst case scenario, I could turn into like a bug or a cat.
Really?
Actually, that would work. Damon likes cats. I could turn into a cat. Damon can go on a walk with his cat.
Eamon, how does your dad feel about cats?
Ooh,
I'm pretty sure my dad hates cats. I'm pretty sure he is the definition of like a dog man. Because they're easier to train,
But it's only like the Neapolitan Mastiffs, like the really
Yeah.
obnoxiously like masculine.
I was about to hard disagree with Jay right there about like dog people not liking cats, and then I was like, well, I don't like cats, so it's like I like cats, but I don't want to ever own a cat. Like
You know, it's okay to be wrong. The first step
I like
is
other
just
people's.
admitting
I
you're
like
wrong.
other people's cats. I don't.
You can be wrong. I mean, that's true. You'll never have a cat as cool as mine.
Yeah,
I'm sorry. I am a cat. I'm an animal person, to be fair. I've got like way too many. But no, that makes sense. But no, it's definitely like something like that. Mastiff. Like, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Oh yeah. And they're all like the same color, like perfect matching colors, like just well trained. Like, oh my god, yeah.
Like
It's I
they're
could
the
see
hunting
it.
dog, service dog type thing. Like that's all
Yeah.
I could see it now. Damon's dad accidentally letting the hunting dogs loose in the house just to piss off Damon and have all of Damon's cats go like fucking haywire, like scattered across the.
Oh, that was one of our training exercises.
Save all your cats before the dog. Wow, that's dude. Damn, that's fucked up.
Dad had to teach me what it means to lose things and what it means to try and prevent loss.
It's good times.
That got way darker than I wanted that to be.
Welcome to Caining. Hi everybody, this is From Ashes. Okay, so you guys are going to stay at the embassy.
Yes.
I think so.
Okay. Before Braga lets you leave, what is your entry plan and what time of day do you want to go?
Do you remember? I imagine if it was underground, it would be hard to tell. But what time of day guards would normally go through? Like what times might be lighter?
Lighter in the days, honestly, is gonna fall more about 2-3 in the morning. And probably, honestly, I could probably say 2-3 in the afternoon too. And also, like, just being aware, like, Braga does lay out to you, like, a minor sketch of what the, like, rat hole looked like and how far down it was, so that you guys have an idea of where the exit point, at the very least, is, if depending on which route you try to go in. Are you going in the smart way, like having to use your brains and be charismatic, or are you going in? I'll be honest. One way is willpower, insight. The other way is like dex and like strength based stuff. It's agility.
I guess 2 out of the 3 of us would probably prefer the insight willpower.
Question for this above board: is this going to be like it's just the 3 of us doing this, or is like?
You, Garrick, depending on what Eddie tells me, be with you guys. If Eddie is not, you will have help.
Okay.
You will have an NPC, if not Garrick. I will not let you guys go into that part without another person, depending. Like, I will tell you, I'm not going to do that to y'all. Y'all are going to have somebody.
Okay. I think if we do it the smart way, I think the 3 of us can do like if we're doing the willpower insight, I think the 3 of us could do it without help. But
the way out.
The way
out.
The way out we will need help. By then we'll have but we'll have and Ash for that, so I don't think we'll need a 4th person because we'll have both of them and they're both beefy people.
Okay.
And on the way out, that's all Damon's good at is leaving places.
That's okay.
Yeah, I'm not.
No, that is okay. So you want to go in the front door and exit out the back door.
I mean, unless, yeah, I think that's the safe. Given all of our skill sets, that's probably the safest option.
Okay, what time of day are y'all going to aim for?
Everyone to the front door. We got to do afternoon.
Right.
We're trying to go middle of night. Just
2 a.m. is sus.
Would only work if we stayed here.
Okay, so that'll be about 2. Okay. All right, so you guys have a plan. Braga escorts you out a back way. I will let you know that Garrick does inform you all he will be staying with Braga for the night. Like, Garrick comes in, says there's more talking and more reading, but Garrick would feel more comfortable with his current predicament staying. But basically says, like, he will meet back with you. Like, y'all aren't going to be.
Do I?
Right.
My only concern is all of us not coming back for curfew. Like, that's another concern of mine. It's like, if we all don't show back up for curfew, are we all in violation for that, or is only one of us going to get in trouble?
No,
Like, if
you
bring
would
that up
know.
to Damon, I got this.
Yeah, no, the way that you know how your dad works, it's not about that. There's no problem scrutinizing based on
Right.
an individual's merits. Also, I would like to point out to you that Garrick did walk around with a majority of the day.
Yeah. So
Oh, that is true.
Yeah. Well, I don't know if that is true, actually. I mean, they really just walked down the main street together, but I guess that would have been where everybody saw the...
yeah.
Yeah. Okay, so what's our story? What do you think your father would buy, Damon?
Oh, I was just gonna say we go that I want, like, while we're coming back or while we're going to
Why
the
you
boss.
weren't back sooner?
Why we went back sooner? What have we been doing since, 5 o'clock when you got kidnapped?
Oh, I've been getting political allies.
Oh. You think he'll be proud of us as political? Well,
You're not the allies.
oh,
You helped me find places to ensure that people knew my name and face, so when they came to be, I wasn't just recognizable by name, but by face, presence, and sheer force of will. Father says that it's best to make sure that people know the face of the person that will break them if they disobey.
right. And
I understand.
do you
that
have
slippery
the
slope.
names of people when he questions you on who these new political allies are?
It's for me to keep to my chest until I've secured them, lest I bring incomplete information to him.
All right. And you think that will explain away... He'll accept that as a reason for you not returning after you were kidnapped, allegedly?
Truly accept it, no, but he will find interest in me finally doing my duty.
Okay. Right. I don't know if he'll buy that we would have had connections in the city, though.
No, you're just my escorts.
Right.
And
Okay.
people that
Well,
don't
isn't,
dissuade and look
Um's
to...
Um's like part retriever, so like, you know, she retrieved.
a complication since she is the one who kidnapped me.
No, we should not say that had anything to do with bringing us together.
This is
All right.
true.
And how did we meet each other?
We found
After-
it.
I'll say y'all begin discussing this like as you're starting to make your way.
We just stumbled into each other as Damon was wandering the streets.
You heard that there was a person that looked like me wandering about. Apparently, information of me being a bad boy lingers about. It's not hard to follow a trail of rumors.
I'm not gonna do any talking when we get to the embassy. I'm just letting you know that. I'm gonna let you two take the reins on
Right.
that, because I'm gonna say something silly and it's gonna get me in trouble.
Who
I just want, just in case
who has
they decide
who has
to
decent insight?
Oh,
Me?
not Damon. Like, just to make sure that's clear.
Okay, as you two are walking, Damon is walking backwards a little bit. You guys are talking. You see, hung from numerous lampposts, as you start to enter the southernmost part of the northern half of the town. Wanted. You see illustration.
Oh.
Wanted, but didn't they capture her?
Furthermore, now as you're walking and you begin to go under that bridge, all along the walls, there are numerous wanted posters. You see it again, another one that has description. Wanted for attempted murder. Phelan, you see another wanted poster that catches your eye. This one has a certain Fearbolg-looking druid familiar to you. It is Ash's illustration. There is no doubt about it. That is Ash's face saying wanted for theft, conspiracy, and murder.
They're starting already.
Well, of course, because of course, if they they have to be wanted because they have to believe to be at large.
Your attention is pointed to it, I would assume, Damon, as they.
No,
Do
they're
these stand
they're
out as
not.
are these Osaville wanted or
It's
I know we're in the
Osaville.
city, but okay.
Yeah.
These
There's no
aren't-
mark of Recurian notes on it. Okay.
These aren't.
Just double
Well,
check.
I will say at the bottom of ums, it does say, like, by order of, yo, daddy.
Yep. All right, cool. So he's doing some stuff, but okay.
I have a
'Cause,
feeling
you know.
these are to get the people riled up. They're already captured. We know that they're in prison. They're not out of prison. Like they would be stupid to let Ash and out of prison. And
No,
to
they're
run
building the
free.
story for what's going to happen, right?
They want people to wake up tomorrow morning and see these and go, "Oh my gosh, there are these criminals." And then they're going to go, "Oh, hey, look, we captured the criminals."
Yeah, that's exactly what's going to happen.
then
I
they're
do
gonna
wonder
murder.
if breaking them out could backfire on us.
No.
I say that
breaking it-
very quietly.
breaking them out is going to, if it backfires on us, we have whatever Braga is cooking.
Well, right, as individuals, that I just mean,
I mean, I don't
wonder
really
if we're
have
damned if we do, damned if we don't. Well, we'll definitely damned if we don't. So,
I don't have much to lose, to be honest, so I'm pretty set on going through with it. I know you two probably have a little bit more to lose, so I mean, that's really up to.
I wonder if I do really.
So morbid as Damon continues walking.
Oh,
So you pass these wanted signs and into the much cleaner smelling, nicer looking. It is dusk. It is all magical streetlights, similar to when you had first arrived to Osavale as you begin to make your way down the street. It's pretty empty. There's a few people here and there. A guard stops, locks eyes with all of you. Are you there?
Or group or to anyone
Oh,
specific.
All of y'all, like, motions at you. Curian?
Damon just gives like a nod wave, but doesn't stop.
Shit. And you just see him start to, like, jog up after you, and starts hollering, like, down the road. He's turned back. Found him. I found him. As this dude starts kind of running ahead and, like, runs to the check-in station. I found him. And you can hear him, like, telling a story about how he just found you guys and told you guys to come this way.
Oh, you're so brave.
Damn, hold on.
Thank you for
Yeah,
your
I feel
escorting.
bad because he is lying about what he has accomplished.
This is like the gateway guard, not like a Rokurian guard. Let me be very clear. This is like,
This is a guy.
you see them notifying. He's just going to tell his work buddy, dude, I totally did this. And they're notifying everybody else
Okay,
that
stop.
you've been found. This is
Okay,
not like a
cool.
higher up. This is him being like, dude, I just did this thing.
Hey,
Yeah.
you're good, buddy. No, you're.
Yeah,
First of
I'll
all,
ignore him and keep going.
And so, like, all of a sudden, all of these guards from your side, and you start to see the Rokurian guard as the gate slowly opens.
I walk up like I own the place.
They're, like, super confused. I mean, everyone's just, like, stopping and staring at you all very confused.
oh, don't worry. We took care of him. We made sure that he was safe and didn't go carousing. Or
Did you put your face back on, Phelan?
I never said I did.
Nadia
so
would have remembered to say something. I think.
I'm gonna flip a coin. I'm gonna flip a coin. Heads or tails turn.
That ain't my comma. Let's go
Okay,
heads.
Heads I didn't. Tails I did. Or no.
Oh, man. I don't care.
Yeah,
Sure, don't put it on me,
Heads
Glen Coco.
has a face, heads has a face, tails does not.
Okay.
Yeah, there you go.
Oof.
Tails you forget and you leave it on your butt.
Oh yeah, no, it's on my. Well, no. I think I said I got rid. Like I got rid. No,
No, we made
You
it.
could-
We
no,
made
you-
a whole new
you made a
Oh
whole
no,
disguise.
you
new
made me a whole
one.
new one. Wait, hang on. Was I wearing that? Shit, this is really bad. I need to stop.
You have your fake face on.
Did
Your
I have
second face.
my third face? I have my face. I have my second face.
I think you would have put your new shit on
All right.
at this
I'll,
point
I
if you
think
went through all that
Nadia
effort.
I'll be
I
wearing my.
think.
Well, no, my. I feel like my old stuff is what I'd wear around his
Oh right.
yeah.
the embassy because they would know me as
Yeah,
that.
that's
So
fair.
I would go back to the beard. The new one is for when we're in town, just like farting around.
Fair. Okay, so you guys walk up. Damon, you're all met at the kind of like the path leading to the front door of the embassy. As you see the door open and a towering, broad-shouldered man is standing in that doorway.
Which broad shoulder? Because Dad likes to hire broad shouldered people.
It's your
Yeah.
daddy. It is
Dad.
your dad. Just
Yeah, I thought so.
standing there.
I was pretty hopeful.
Nadia will curtsy deferentially.
I will stop. It was about maybe 5-6 feet away. Give a acknowledgement nod with a quarter bow. Not a full, like more of a head nod and a shoulder bend, just to acknowledge him, Father. And I will pause, not at attention, but much more relaxed.
Explain.
Which part do you need? I was taken, the guards failed to do their job, and I decided to take some time, and I have returned before curfew.
Really?
I said what I said, and what I said is the facts.
So there's like a massive crack. No
David
stories
does not
came out.
back down. Go ahead.
No stories were found, which is good.
Yep.
Although, rumor of you partying on the north side could be worse.
Could be. The rumors make it easier to obscure my conversations in other places.
Have you seen your former companion? As there's like this twitch of his eyebrow.
I have not seen. Presuming you're speaking of the
Kidnapper.
offender.
Yeah.
Other than signs posted about, I have not seen of them.
You seem to be short a companion.
I have the companions that I need with me, and any others are doing what they need to do to ensure that my goals are met.
It'll work. For everybody else.
Damon just gives like the same like quarter nod.
So what did you spend this time doing, if not hiding?
Wandering, learning, understanding Osavale, getting a better idea of where Mercurius stands in the conflict, or more so the apparent conflicts others may have with our right to control, our right to manage.
What'd you learn?
The world seems to be much more like untrained dogs than I was taught to believe. And I've learned that it does take a bit more of a firmer hand to ensure the leash remains tight enough.
There's like this smirk that like just barely on the corner of his mouth. I guess if this stupid escapade is what it took. We'll see. Keep a low profile. Tomorrow, please.
I plan to. I wish to rest, recover my thoughts, and take some time to wander under less complications and gain deeper insight of our geographic allies.
All right, you can go to your separate rooms.
I think Nadia has been holding like that sort of like curtsy the entire
Curtsy
time.
the whole time.
The whole time.
So you start to make your way inside up the stairs, and you come to the group room that you had shared previously. Damon, will you be returning to your suite, or will you be joining them in theirs?
I'm gonna join them in there for the
Rooms.
time. Yeah, I'm gonna join in there for the time being.
Okay. You go in. The door locks. You hear
Oh.
your father muttering something outside of the door, which is something along the lines of "as long as he's here." Followed by a, "Did he take his medication? This is the thing I need to know." As you see, like, this packet slid under the door. It's a familiar packet to you.
Like loudly enough to be heard, just to make sure. Thank you, Doctor.
Of course, my boy. It's just him walking. You can hear the steps.
And I just take them and just pocket them for the time being.
Okay. But yeah, so this is where we leave you guys to rest for the night. Would you guys can RP up to the point of sleep at this point. So you guys, there are 4 not quite full size, not quite twin size beds. They're not horrible. They're nothing fancy, but the room itself is nicely decorated, like I said, but it is the same barred windows. The bedrooms themselves are like kind of locked to like little suites, so there is like a small like living lounge area, same as before, and all of these things. But you're welcome, if you're all comfortable enough, you're welcome to go to the suite rooms, or you can post up wherever you like, or sleep in front of the door if you're
But that was correct. Just didn't sleep.
Oh, she just didn't sleep.
Which is why she had to take a nap all day.
This is true. But yeah, so you're left to your devices. Anything you're doing before bed?
Nadia is deep in thought and at some point grabs like a pen and paper or pencil and paper, whatever's available, and starts like scribbling.
Damon is going to approach Nadia. Sorry, like to notice you're writing and trying to not look, so you know, like it's like trying. And I've found myself having a curiosity.
What is it?
You have been taught in the ways of Recuria.
It's been my main area of study since going to ladies' finishing school. Yes.
And I have learned and understood that typically most of, at least even the modicum of noble or otherwise bloodlines of value, seek to create bonds that only enhance their standing.
Well, naturally, yes. Of course, my status in life is a bit strange. I have a noble heritage, which is actually not that common in Recuria, since all you have is the magisterial families. But, not very high in Vashmiran society, and I don't have any families to make alliances with, so I've been doing my best to make connections at school, and it is one of the reasons I did approach you, is to potentially up my status. Not to, form a bond with you of that nature, if I understand what you are trying to ask me. Or perhaps I presume too much. And then she actually blushes a little bit and
As Damon's like, oh no, no, the curiosity is more so, what do you want?
wants a lot of things. You'll have to be a bit more specific.
Seeking rise in status is one thing, but the Prince of the Magisterium is in no way giving offense. A bit far step for anyone, less of Vashmir.
Phelan's just sitting, like, in, like, not the corner of the room, but, like, he's sitting within earshot so he can hear everything going on. At this point, he's doing exactly what I'm doing, where he's got, like, just a cup full of water, and is just, like, trying not to guffaw or, like, make any sort of fucking awkward noise to make it known that he's just sitting here listening to this conversation happen, as the two of them are, like, trying to awkwardly figure out whatever. Phelan has no idea what's going on, but, like, he knows that one of them is potentially hitting on the other one, and maybe not, but maybe is, and maybe the other one is saying, yo, you're too lowborn for me. Like, he's having a nice, like, comedy of errors moment of, like, just, like, he's loving what's going on because this is socially awkward and he's here for it.
So, your question is what I want from you.
Not me particularly. What it is that brought you to make a choice to seek for a target so high in the stars?
Well, I will say it was just opportunistic. You were there, very easily crashable into. She like puts down her pencil and her paper. Are you not unlike Braga trying to ask me who I report to? Don't beat around the bush.
I don't care much for who you report to. I just want to know what you want. Nadia, the individual.
Again, that's a big question, but if you want... What I want is enough power to be able to prevent a war like that ever breaking out again. And so, yes, I am acting with a bit too much ambition, perhaps, by seeking you out. It's worked out strangely, to say the least. I never in a million years expected that I would be here. What I was really hoping for, at best, was maybe you would write to me once or twice while I was at school, and then other ladies would take notice that the elusive Prince of Ricuria had written me a letter, and maybe then they would take me in as a handmaiden. I really don't have that much to hope for in Ricurian society.
I guess I should make one thing clear for you then. Your presence as a Ricurian and in the embassy in my presence may damn you from any opportunities beyond now.
Yes, I'm aware of that.
Too many fear repercussions for stepping on anything that is believed property of the Magisterium.
Are you trying to look out for me? It's quite sweet.
I am just simply stating that, as it currently stands, you are unfortunately unavailable to the market simply due to the fact that the amount of fear that comes would prevent such, and in the same vein, that departure from the circle of the Magisterium would end in an unfortunate and untimely retirement from society.
Are you saying that if she wanted to date somebody now, that she wouldn't be. I'm sorry. I'm like just sitting here trying to figure out what's going on. But are you telling me that she wants to date someone that she can't date anybody because your dad's gonna have her killed because she was hanging out with you? That makes her kind of your what do they call it?
No,
That you're like
even seeing Phelan's process,
like consort type of deal.
No, it's more so that people make assumptions. Recurians speak, and if a rumor has gone around, particularly of me being a partier, and at any point Nadia
Now
has
I'm
been
locked
with
in a
me,
room all alone with you. Oh my reputation, whatever shall we do?
I mean, there's 3 of us here, just to be clear, and also I would.
Oh no, my reputation, whatever shall I do?
I want to understand. If you are studied Recurian society as the way I believe that you are meant to be taught, then you must have known that there were risks in making an effort towards my direction, even opportunistically. And so I wish to understand what is so desirable that you would risk not only your life, but perhaps those that you are fond of also suffering for such what would be seen as a simple act of
Well, I
ambition.
guess that second part is really the rub, isn't there? I don't have any close connections to anyone. I have some fickle friendships I've made with other ladies at school. I have no family that would claim me anymore, as far as I know, because Vashmir is cut off, and the family that she sort of cuts herself off. There's really no one else, so it's all sort of on me to
Then
rise and fall with my ambitions.
that answers my question, and so then I have a proposal of sorts.
A lady must get very excited when she hears that from a prince.
Of sorts.
I'm just teasing you. Go on, Damon.
In all my time with my father, I've learned a few things, and I do not know for certain, for I am not privy to how these things work. There is something about you that presumes not quite espionage, but a level of secrecy that I find discomfort in. However, you are Recurian, and you are, in a way, fearless. And I need help to one day repair Recuria.
Nadia starts to reach out her hand, then remembers her poison barbs, pulls them back, remembers you're wearing gloves, and puts her hand out again. You're always wearing gloves, right?
I actually, my gloves got torn off.
Oh, okay. Then never mind. She doesn't.
No, we would have gotten it if it would have been. If it would have been important, we could have gotten gloves, a new set of gloves from you from Braga.
If there was a new set of gloves, yes, then I would have new gloves.
Maybe Nadia would have found some ladies' gloves there. I don't know. To go shopping. Anyway.
The gloves they would have kept, to be fair, are like working gloves mostly.
Yeah.
Which is
so like
your
call.
ladies' gloves, not so much.
Phelan
again, ladies.
Took a pair of oversized gloves. 100%.
I mean, I would be honored to help you. Truly. I shouldn't be telling you this. But everything about today has been insane. And so I think I'm just going to break the rules. Braga was exactly right about me. I am part of the Ashen Circle. I'm saying this in a hushed tone right now so that it won't go out of the room.
And Dave, that's basically the Thieves Guild. They trade in information. Somebody else told you about them too.
Okay, that's on the list of things that I was told.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Unlike a certain friend of yours, which Nadia will say, who happened to be watching all of us. And I will tell you this because it wasn't my assignment to try and infiltrate your family and spy on you, although, of course, if I could have done that, that would have been nice, but might have... Well, anyway, it doesn't matter. I'll say I'm telling you this now because I learned today that your mother has been removed from your home and she's reached out to us for help.
Damon freezes, like preternatural, Fey-like frozen mode of trying to process that.
Sorry, I know that's a lot to bring on with everything else going on. But I guess I want to let you know exactly how I can be helpful to you.
Damn.
That's
pretty
almost. I think that's what is the basis of humor. Irony, even.
Yes.
The reason I was trying to infer your truth is because I was hoping that you would have ways to contact my mother.
May. I can't promise anything, but we got word of it. I had word of it this morning, and I think it happened yesterday, so there's clearly somebody who's made contact with her.
I see. Can't avoid things. It will always be a certain way. And there I was thinking that I had an independent thought that would drive me to some sort of action, when in truth, it is just being passed to me in a different direction anyway.
Not sure what you mean.
Here I was, being that I might choose to stand up and try to get information and claim my own fate. And I thought maybe you would be helpful. Not that you aren't. But in truth, if my mother had reached out to a group that included you, then it feels that I'm still in the machinations of my parents one way or another.
Again, I have nothing to do with your parents, really. It's just, it is, well, there's no such thing as luck, is there?
But you said my friend. Is she too as well as in this circle?
Oz?
Was?
No, I'm saying Oz.
Oz.
Yes. Yeah.
I-
I'm sorry. It seems like you trusted them, and
Well-
that's the reason I wanted to.
Was past tense.
You know, I'm
Yeah.
not spilling all that information right up front. What if they sympathize and don't want to turn up?
I see. Okay. Look, whatever we do, we should have a plan for getting out, and what will happen after. Mercuria will be in a very precarious state. So I want to make sure we handle this release carefully.
Yes, I agree. That's actually what I was working on. We can't just rely on them. We can't just rely on them getting out. I'm sure Braga and others have their own machinations, but we need to run a public campaign as well. And so she's sort of like turns her notes and she's like starting to write almost like a manifesto. I want to turn this into the newspaper tomorrow morning. I want to make a statement to someone who's both Fey and Vashamiran and noble. This wall felt like it was tearing me in half, and so and write something. I don't know. That's what I'm trying to do.
You decide something on that, and I am as the Prince Apparent, I have leverage in whatever direction. For all of the vileness that my father has, it's giving me more power to do things even if I haven't used it till now.
Oh, seems you've suddenly developed an interest in politics.
Let's not go that far.
You said you want to heal Ricuria.
I think Ricuria needs to be freed from broken traditions.
You do sympathize with your mother.
It's not so much I sympathize with my mother. She didn't help me as much as she could have. What it is and you can see like the skin on his hands like changing, like getting that metal sheen and shifting. If Ricuria isn't directed properly, it doesn't matter what we do, war will rise again.
And I'll do what I can to help you stop it.
But most importantly for now, I need to make sure is free.
And it's in that pause where we're going to end tonight's session.
Phelan's just passed out at this point.
That was fun.
Yeah, I was to say, at this point, there's like food in Phelan's mouth, just like...
It's just like
just
loosely like crumbs on the beard.
But yes, so you have a plan for your jailbreak. You have a plan for spreading manifesto, which is a smart move, I gotta tell you. Because you've picked up on some of the unrest. So, we will return next week, same time, same place. We will, quote unquote in theory, we will have Megan returning. And that just means hopefully y'all can get her out of jail so that Megan can return. Or it's going to be a lot of Megan talking to Megan for a long time.
Honestly, I at least want one full scene of that, of just of Megan.
Oh, it's going to be Megan on Megan.
I'll create a single box that we can pan to that's just Megan
she can
talking.
just switch.
Just like hit toggle mirror.
Yeah. Toggle mirror on the second one.
Yeah, so she can be like, yeah, it'll be great. Or we'll just have her lean to the side. Because Ash and are imprisoned together and have been spoken to by a certain infernal-looking, red-skinned, white-haired woman in business attire.
Fabula point.
Not until you see the villain side. They have to be doing something villainous. So, next session, we will join in with Jailbreak. We will see how this all goes. I'm sure you're going to do great. What could go wrong on the eve of political upheaval? Because in the next few sessions, as we come into wrapping up the first chapter, over whatever it takes for y'all to get there, you know, will you still be allowed in Osavale? Who knows? I don't know what you guys are going to do. This is going to get... It's a really great jumpstart to the campaign and just absolute political tension. Will we be refugees running away from the things that we did or didn't do? Or will we be staying for things that we did or didn't do? Who knows? But with that, let's go quick round the horn. We'll start with Logan. Socials, where can we find you? All the things before we close out.
Yeah, I'm Logan. You can find me here at the Red Hair Inn. I'll be doing more stuff. Hopefully, again, I like petered off as we were doing some moving changes and things like that here at the house and getting ready for the baby. But hoping to be back, just kind of like just doing stuff when I can. So yeah, check Discord, just check Instagram and all that fun stuff. And I'll be here and around.
All right, Jaden.
It's Jaden King. I haven't been on my socials in far too long, but if you want to find me there, it's Jaden King. You can find me doing things with Infinite Stories, where we're bringing the most creative tool set available, where creators get to create with creators. There's a better pitch for it, but I'm real chill, and it's been a long day of writing. So just check out Infinite Stories and see the awesome stuff we're working on. Our launch is coming out soon, so reserve your handle for social media built for TTRPG creators, consumers, and developers across the board. We've got awesome things lined up, including special stuff that I can't talk about just yet. But ideally, by next session, I can say a little bit more.
There you go. All right, Lizzie.
Hi, I'm Lizzie. You can find me as Pieheart in Discord, and I have social media at the Lizzie LD. I haven't used it in a year, but you know, I they still exist. And that's me. Always happy to be here. Every week we play a
Yeah.
joy.
No, I really love this
It's a
table.
desperate slog waiting for the next one.
It's a desperate slog full of 12 different Discord messages that are all helping me write lore, and it's great. My name is Taryn, also known as Valrook across the socials, in the chat and in the Discord. Dice maker and things. I'm finishing up my new dice molds. I will have Magic the Gathering sites. I will have new alternate forms of dice. They're not standard size. They're not chunky. They're not even they're in between standard and slightly bigger than standard dice.
Mediums.
I also have they're a little bigger than large, or like than standard actually. And then I have not small but medium dice. I don't have micro dice like mini dice. And I don't have standard, but I have in between, and I have in between because
Medium and Ledium.
Yeah, it's good stuff. But they're fun. Those will be done soon, and I will begin doing stuff with that. It'll be great. But beyond that, thank you guys for joining us for our Fabula Ultima campaign. As this is where all of the story, where everything is about to take off. We are hitting a hyper tense political point. We've got a jailbreak and all of the things. I'm really excited to see what you guys do. We've got to get Megan out of jail, but only after we let her have a full scene of her talking to herself. And with that, everybody have a good rest of your night. Be safe. All of the love, and we will see you next week. What's the